We are live. We are live with another one. I'm a little late, but you know what? We here. Okay, we are here, and there's big news. The UFC and oh no wait. Oh, I got an insect right here. Oh, I got it. I don't know where these insects come from, bro, but I got that one. Son of a bitch. What the? Sorry about that, guys. I apologize, but there's big news in the UFC, man. Big news in the UFC, okay? The antitrust lawsuit settlement has come to a close, okay? At $375 million, okay? That's what the fighters will settle on. This is huge. This is huge, man. Maybe you know, I say this is definitely a win for the UFC as a whole, as an organization. Um, I really thought the fighters will hold out, especially knowing what we know now about the UFC, about how they go about their business, specifically how they go about their business with fighters and sometimes specific fighters. Okay, this is definitely a win for the UFC fighters. I mean for the UFC organization, but I don't think it's a win for the UFC fighters, man, and especially the, how can I say this, like future fighters as well. You know, I really thought there will be changes. There will be, this lawsuit will, you know, be basically a snowball effect into bigger changes for the fighters. Now, with this settlement, it's sort of like, okay, now what? Now what? I think, I don't know if the UFC fighters wanted this. I have no idea, but maybe they were afraid to take it to trial. You know what I mean? Because I mean, if you take it to trial, ultimately you get nothing if you lose, right? So maybe maybe fighters were a little bit afraid, and they didn't want to take it to trial because the likelihood of them winning is slim to none. Maybe that's what they thought, and the reality of that is true. The amount of revenue and money and connections that the UFC plus Dana White has is unbelievable. Guys, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, guys. If you're new to the channel, like or subscribe. It goes a long way. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe, guys. Come on. Give me that thumbs up. Give me that thumbs up. I need that. Thank you so much, whoever gave me that thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, the amount of connections that Dana White and the UFC has to be just unbelievable. All right, and most likely, those fighters know that. They most likely know that the UFC and Dana White have a tremendous amount of influence. Okay, and you know if they were to take it to trial, game over. Especially if they lose, game over for the fighters. But in my opinion, it's still game over. You know, because this doesn't change anything. Yeah, there's a big payout. $375 million. Payout to former fighters and whatnot due to their issues at hand. But what does that do for the future of the UFC? What does that do for the future of fighters and fighters who you know are under contract with the UFC or hope to be under contract with the UFC? These are all the questions that you know that need to be answered. And now with this antitrust lawsuit settlement, it's sort of like this is it. This is literally it. For some odd reason, I feel like fighters in the UFC, they can get paid way more than what they're actually getting. And the reason why I say that is because when it comes to, look at what Conor McGregor is doing. I hate to bring him up, but look at what Conor McGregor is doing. He bought BKFC, bare knuckle fighting, right? He bought BKFC. He owns a huge percentage of it, right? And he plans to fight in that organization so he can get a bigger payout. I mean, talk about being creative, for your bank account. That's amazing. But there's not a lot of fighters out there that are in the same position. So, yeah, I would have liked to see this go to trial. I definitely would have liked. Uh, I think more money could have been given. You know what I mean? I think more money could have been given, knowing that the UFC right now, together with the WWE, they're worth close to $20 billion. Yeah, I think there should have been. This should have definitely went to trial, and the UFC fighters should have been patient. But again, I don't know how long this has been going on for, and I know there's probably former fighters out there that honestly they are just looking for that payout, in order to change their life and move forward from this nonsense. But again, was it worth it? Was it? Knowing what we know now. It's crazy to me. It honestly is crazy to me to know this. Thank you for the kiss and I guess it's a smiley face. I have no idea, but thank you for that. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Bless. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. All right, I'm gonna need that subscription. You know what it is. All right, I'm building this channel from the piso, from the ground. You already know. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, man, I would have liked to see this go to trial and the UFC fighters get a bigger payout. And, the UFC, basically hold them accountable. Hold them accountable for what they've been doing for years, which was taking advantage of fighters, taking advantage of their position, you know, and taking advantage of their influence. I think they should have been in. I think they should have been held accountable, especially for what's going on, right now with a lot of fighters. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, be strong, man. Gotta be strong. You already know, man. I'm staying strong. That's the way life is, man. Gotta be strong. But yeah, it's just interesting to see this, Interesting to see this. The whole Shane Carwin situation. And that's not the only person with CTE or suffering from CTE. I'm pretty sure Tito Ortiz, like I said, Chuck Liddell, BJ Penn, I mean, hell, there's probably fighters right now dealing with that are competing right now that are dealing with CTE syndromes and issues. How you doing, David? How you doing, David? How you doing? Hopefully you're having a good one, David. Bless, bless. Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. You know what it is. I need that subscription and I need that like. Thank you for the face again, Brax. I appreciate that. But yeah, guys, there's a lot of fighters out here that are, dealing with a lot of issues. I hate it when I see UFC fighters. Oh, that's good, David. That's good. That's awesome, man. We're already halfway through the week, so stay blessed. Stay blessed. But yeah, man, if I hate it when I see fighters going, after a fight and they'll be like, "Hey Dana, blah blah blah, 50 G's bonus, whatever, whatever. How are you doing?" I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. I can't complain. I really, really cannot complain. You know what I mean? I got light, I got electricity, I got running water, I have a toilet, I have a refrigerator with food in it, I have drinks, I have water. So I'm good to go, David. Thank you for asking. And I'm good to go, Brax. Thank you for asking. Sorry about that. But yeah, man. I hate it when fighters go up there and they be like, "Hey, 50 G's, uh, who was it? Jared Cannonier was the guy who said, "Well, I want to take as much fights as I can because I'm broke." Nice, nice, yes. Which is unbelievable. How can you be broke working for an organization, that's worth, you know, close to, 20 billion with a B, $20 billion. It just makes no sense to me. There should be nobody in that organization broke. Okay, that's my opinion towards that. And if there's fighters out there struggling, the UFC should be ashamed. The UFC should be ashamed. David, thank you for the countdown. I appreciate that. Thank you. I didn't know how to count to 10, but now I do. Thank you so much, David. I appreciate that. Guys, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. Okay, it goes a long way. It tells the algorithm that you're feeling my material. Okay, and it pushes me to the forefront. So please like and subscribe, guys. It takes minimal effort to give me that thumbs up. So you already know. But yeah, I just don't see how this makes any sense. Really, I really don't. But off that topic real fast, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just the antitrust lawsuit thing has just got me so confused right now. It's unbelievable. Um, this morning was UFC 308 Media Day. Okay, so we got a chance to really, uh, get in the heads of each competitor. And I thought it was intriguing coming from Chimaev. They asked him about the welterweight division, and he said, "Look, if the UFC calls me and wants me to go down to welterweight, I'll take that belt too." That is a terrific. That right there, that would be interesting. Chimaev, versus Bilal Muhammad. That's interesting. That is interesting. Um, but for right now, Chimaev got, you know, a great white shark standing right in front of him. So he can't look too far. Because Robert Whitaker, He's a monster, man. Awesome, Brax. That is awesome. But yeah, man, I thought that was very interesting coming from Chimaev, saying that he would go down and he's willing to compete at the welterweight division, especially if it's for the belt. But I just hope he gets a chance to, in my opinion, I hope he gets a chance to compete for the belt and possibly win the belt. Why not? I think that's a good look. I mean, Dricus du Plessis versus Chimaev. Whoo, that is a fighter's fight. I have to go to school. All right, David, you go to school. You have a good one. Learn some hygiene. Learn some hygiene. F's. FF. What are you talking? Can you smell me through the screen? What are you talking about hygiene? I bet you I could steal your girl. I'm old enough to steal your girl and paid enough to fuck your moms. So shut your mouth. That just came right out of my head. But yeah, guys. Um, I thought Max Holloway and in the media in media day I thought Max Holloway was you know he was intriguing as well. He looked a little tired. He looks like he's just ready to fight. Um, he did say though one comment which I thought was intriguing. He called El Topoya a copycat of Conor McGregor, which is kind of true. You know what I mean? Very true. And he basically saying he's not being authentic. Which I could uh, I could agree with Max on that one as well. The media days for over here, the U.S., the media day it was literally like at I want to say 2 o'clock in the morning over here. You know what I mean? So if you might have not caught it, but if you didn't catch it, you should go watch it. It's very interesting, very intriguing. It really puts you into their perspective, basically. And yeah, we have Volkanovski walking around over there as well. I wonder what's next for him. I've heard a couple things about what is it, Sydney, Australia, or something like that. A couple things about that. Uh, I heard I saw a couple things on Twitter talking about Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. They're shooting that um, for most likely early next year. Uh, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by that. I want to see it. I would like to see Volk versus Diego Lopez. I think that's a good fight. Um, but honestly, I think Volk should continue taking a break. I don't think Volk needs to fight anybody. Even though I would like to see Diego Lopez. Don't get me wrong, but in my opinion, I would like to see Volk sit out. Take care of his health. Continue doing what he's doing right now, which is just protecting his brain. And I think eventually he'll get the opportunity to fight for the belt. Whether it's Max or Ilya. I'm most likely. I know for a fact, Volk is probably thinking, yeah, I hope it's Ilya Tapoyer, but we shall see. We shall see. Max is no cakewalk. Max Holloway is no cakewalk. Okay. The guy walked in the lightweight division and knocked out their boogeyman basically, and Justin Gaethje. Mind you, Justin Gaethje just got off of a win, knocking out uh, Dustin Poirier. So big things popping. Big things popping, man. But when it comes to this antitrust lawsuit, I'm just so confused in my head just because there's so many fighters who complain about being broke. There's so many fighters that complain about, you know, basically not having insurance. There's so many fighters uh, that, you know, complain about their post career when, you know, when they get out of the UFC, all the injuries that they, you know, have gotten. Um, and I'm not even including the brain injuries. I'm talking about, you know, bodily injuries, whether it's, you know, multiple broken ribs, uh, torn ligaments, ACL, MCL tears, broken wrists, broken fingers, you know, um, just a lot of different things that go with fighting, you know. And we're not even talking about like emotionally, because emotionally, these fighters go through it as well. So there's just a lot that goes into this, and to see them settle for $335 million, and I don't even know how many. I mean, let's say there's 1,200 fighters. You know what? Let's do the math. Let's do the math real fast. Let's do the math really fast. I want to see something real fast. Because I mean, what is that? At three, what is it? 375 million. 375 million. Divide that, you know, by, you know, let's say short number. Let's say 1,100 fighters. I mean, damn, that's not a lot of money. What is that, like 200 and something grand for each individual? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And it's crazy because the 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 settlement was first at 251 million or something like that, and then the judge denied that settlement and had plans to take it to trial. And then once they reached 375 million, that's when they were like, okay, that's good, which doesn't make any sense to me because I mean 200, let's say 250, you know, $250 million, right? 250 million for, you know, is not. I mean, I get it's way different. You know, 250 from 375 is like 100, you know, $1 million difference there. But I don't know, man. I think they could have gotten. I think they could have gotten anything they wanted, especially with the amount of evidence that they were going to bring to the table. They should have taken it to trial, and they probably could have gotten. Oh my gosh, probably close to $1 billion in lawsuit settlements for sure. I think in my behalf, I do believe it. Okay, here goes the explanation. Here goes the breakdown. Under the settlement, costs are deducted $250. 35 class members would net over. Wait, 35 class members would net over $1 million. Nearly. Okay, so only 35 fighters. Only 35 fighters will receive $1 million. Think about that. Only 35 fighters, and they're most likely former fighters, only 35 fighters are going to receive $1 million. Either $1 million or over $1 million, right? Nearly 100. All right, and then it says nearly 100 fighters would net over $500,000. So only 35 fighters will net either $1 million or over $1 million, and 100 fighters will net over $500,000. All right. This is the breakdown I'm giving you. More than 200 fighters will recover over $250,000. Okay, so that's where your big lump sum will get right there. $250,000. Only 200 fighters will get that, right? Don't listen to these bums. Your beer's great. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. I don't really listen to anybody giving me that negative shit. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate the love. Thank you. Like and subscribe, guys. But here we are. So only 200 fighters will recover over $250,000. Okay. Then over 500 fighters will net in excess of $100,000. Okay, and nearly 800 fighters will recover over $50,000. Look, guys. I mean, look. I respect it. I respect it. You know what I mean? I respect it. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this, man. I don't know how I feel about this just because I know what it means for the future of of the UFC and how the organization deals with fighters. I know what it means. So moving forth is just it's a it's hard to congratulate them, man. I want to congratulate the fighters on their win, but for some odd reason, I feel like this isn't a win. Hey, David, you again. What's up? What's up, David? But guys, it's late, or should I say, it's early. But I gotta go, guys. It's been a real one. Um, this antitrust lawsuit settlement really tells a story about, um, I think, patience and desperation. In in my belief, that's what that is. I think a lot of fighters were afraid to take it to trial because they most likely thought winning was slim to none. So they settled, and that's the payout. I hope they're happy, and I hope that the future is the fighters, are the fighters. That's what keeps this beautiful thing running. Without the fighters, you don't have a product. I'm gonna leave you out there, man. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. I'm building this channel from the ground up, and I'm grinding my ass off. You already know what it is. Peace and love.